In this movie, I would like to show you how you can do the assignment 7 Traits of a Civilization. So here you see what you see as well as a student. So I'm logged in as the Kingfisher student, and when I'm in my activity tab, I can see what activities are listed for me for today. So here I see 7 traits of a civilization. So let's take a look. What do we need to do here? We have learned about the 7 traits of civilizations. Okay, and then we see the list of the 7 traits. So that means, because you've done this on Monday, that means that you can check your list on your unit wall and see if it's correct with this list. So it's also a way of checking your previous work. Then it says, in today's lesson, we're going to look deeper into these traits. We're going to start by looking at writing, cities, and social structure. So we're going to look at 3 of them. We're not going to look at all 7. It says, visit the website ducksters.com/history and choose one of the ancient civilizations. So I'm going to click on this. Just going to close this one. And I'm going to choose an ancient civilization. So here we see the Ducksters website. It says here, ancient history. And then I have a few ancient civilizations to choose from. There are quite a lot. So you can choose a new one. You can choose one that you studied earlier. That is up to you. I'm going to choose one that we've studied before. I'm going to go for ancient Rome. So I'm going to click it. We're now in ancient Rome. And I see a lot of categories here. But let's first go back to the assignment because I've done number 1. I've visited the website and I've chosen the civilization, ancient Rome. Then it says use the attached files as an example. You can print this file out, you can fill it in by clicking Add Response, or you can make your own table with pen and paper. Okay, so let's first just click on the file, take a look at what we're seeing. So we're seeing here a table and it says the traits of a civilization, and it has the 3 traits listed that I want you to investigate today. So when I click on View Original, a new window opens up and I see the file in the actual size, so a big size. Now I cannot fill this in. I cannot edit this work. What I can do is, if I have a printer, I can choose to print this out and fill it in. Unfortunately, I don't have a printer, so for me this is not very useful. So I'm going to close it, then I'm going to close this, and I'm going to look at my other options. I can also do, you can fill it in by clicking Add Response. Interesting. I can also make my own table with pen and paper. Now for this example, I am going to click on Add Response. So I'm going to click on it, and then I see the table that we're working in. So I can actually choose text, and I can put text, I can put some writing here, and I can drag that. So I can put some writing here, and I can drag that to a table. Okay, so that's what I can do. Let's take a look, but now the instructions are gone. So I want to have another look at the instructions because I don't know what to do. Okay, this table is open, I can work in it, but what do I need to do? As you can see, there's a button here that says View Instructions. So I can click View Instructions and I can have a look. It says in here, fill in the traits for writing, cities, and social structure for the civilizations that you have chosen. Okay. So I'm going to click on the cross because now I know what to do. So let's start with writing because it's the first thing that's mentioned here. So I'm going to start with writing. I'm going to go back to the site. Now when I'm checking at all the titles, all the subtitles here, all the categories, I don't see writing anywhere. Right? So that can make it a little bit complicated. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the timeline of ancient Rome. Let's see if I can find some information about writing there. So the Roman Empire, and then we see when it was founded, then we see what happened at the end when it was finished. Oh no, it even continues, it continues. And then we see 1453 AD, it comes to an end as it falls to the Ottoman Empire. Okay, so I don't really see any information specifically about writing. There's one thing that I can do. There is a search function, and I can type, excuse me, I can type in writing, so I can try to find writing. Here you can see it says not found. Maybe text, not found. Maybe language, not found. So probably this is not the page where I want to go to. So I'm going to click on the back page, and now I'm back to the main website of ancient Rome. So what I do know is that I see the word literature here, and literature basically means everything that has been written down. So I can click on it and I can take a look. Okay, ancient Roman literature. The history of Roman literature begins around the 3rd century BC. Okay, interesting. What language did they use? Hey, now we're getting some information. Latin was the main language used for writing. So this is information I can use. So I'm going to go back to my file and I'm going to type that in. So Latin was the main language for writing. Now I don't want you to copy paste anything in here. So I just want you to type it. So Latin was the main language for writing. Okay, is there any other information? Greek was also a popular language to people in the eastern portion of the Roman Empire. Okay, so Greek was also a popular language. Now, as you can see, the writing is quite big and it's already getting out of the box, out of the column. So what I can do is I can select it and I can actually make it smaller. So I can go to the site and I can make it smaller. And then I can make it wider again so that it fits better in the column. Now this is a little bit tricky, but you'll notice the more often, if you do it more often, you get better at this. So you get more skilled in using this tool. So Latin was the main language for writing. Greek was also a popular language. Okay, so these are just two things we've found about writing. Now, if I read more, I can find more information. For example, there are documents written on papyrus or on parchment. So those are two things that I can also add to the column that's about writing. Now, when I've put some more information in here in the writing column, I can move on to cities, and then I can move on to social structure. Now, this assignment isn't easy. You'll need to do some research, and you won't find the answer. You probably won't find the answer straight away. So I want to challenge you to first look for it yourself. First work independently. First do the column writing. If you cannot find any information about writing for your civilization, then go to cities and challenge yourself to try to find some information about cities. And then go to social structure. Okay, so first try it yourself before asking for help. And also accept the fact that you will probably have to do quite some research before you have the information that you're looking for. Talking about research, you are of course allowed to use different sources. So Ducksters is one of the sources you can use. But if you have a good book at home, or if you already know a website and you've used that website before and you've enjoyed using it, go ahead, go back to that website and use that website for your information. That is absolutely fine. So when you're done with filling in this table, you can click here on the check mark. And now it's loading and your add response, it has been added. So when I'm your teacher, I can see that you've sent me your add response back. Okay, now an important or another part of this assignment is that there is also a challenge. Now remember, the challenge is optional. So if you want to do it, you can do it, but you don't have to. So just check out the challenge under this assignment when you're done with filling in the table and decide if you want to do it yes or no. I hope this movie was clear and I hope it shows you what possibilities you have to show me your work. Good luck.